Welcome to the September meeting of Wake Up Newport. I think we have a good educational program for you this morning, every pun intended. And I have the distinct pleasure, after achieving getting you in your seats and quieting you down, of inviting the CEO of the Chamber up to make his first morning appearance. I'd give you his name, but I can't pronounce it.
He's lying. He can't remember it. Good morning. I'm Steve Rosansky, President and CEO of the Newport Beach Chamber of Commerce, and welcome to our September edition of Wake Up Newport. We've got a great program for you this morning, but before we get started, I just want to quickly introduce some of the dignitaries that are with us this morning. So first off, we have the always well put together, as she said, she complimented me on my attire, so I'm going to compliment her on her attire. Diane Dixon, former mayor and city council member. Also, a very dapper gentleman, City Councilman Jeff Herdman. And wearing a coat and tie, I think, this morning is our Councilman Brad Avery. I don't see Brad in coat and tie too often. Oh, no tie, just a coat. Okay. In addition to being a city councilman, Brad runs is it Orange Coast Sailing Center? Orange Coast College Sailing Center on Coast Highway. Our fire chief is with us this morning, Chip Duncan. And last but not least, Paul Watkins. Where's Paul? He's on our Civil Service Board member. So before we get started, we have a couple of sponsors that I'd like to bring up. So first off is, where's Dee Dee? I saw it. Dee Dee, come on up. Dee Dee's with the Credit Union of Southern California. If you've never been up through the library and the connection between City Hall and the library, there's a credit union branch up there right across from the little coffee shop. And Dee Dee's in charge of that, and she's going to tell you what they do up there.
Good morning. Again, I am Dee Dee Minhaji. I'm the branch manager of the office upstairs, and Credit Union of Southern California has better banking. If you need any financial services, we are a full-service financial institution, including commercial loans. So if there's anything I can do to help you, please give me a call or stop by and see me. We're real close. Thank you.
Thank you, Dee Dee. And also, I don't know if you made it to the end of the green table back there where it says Solar City, which is soon to be Tesla Energy. But there are our food sponsors this morning, and I'm going to bring up Ahmed Manesi. And Kelly, are you coming up too? Come on, you can come up too. Kelly's his business partner. And they're going to tell you a little bit about what's going on, I guess, at Solar City, soon to be Tesla, and maybe tell us where you got the food as well.
Thank you, Steve. Thanks for the invite, allowing us to participate in the event. We're really excited. Yeah, we're in the final stages of that transition from Solar City to Tesla. It first kind of started back in November with the merger, and we're in that last bit of rebranding, so we're really excited about that. So while there's a lot of buzz around the Model 3, I'm sure you guys have heard the new Tesla car, we're equally excited. So we're on the residential energy side, and we're really excited about a few different products that I'll kind of bring up. And if you have interest in learning more, please flag us down. First of all is the Powerwall. It's a whole home backup battery system. And California is currently incentivizing homeowners to take advantage of that. So they have a pretty nice rebate. And on top of backing up your whole house, it also gives you detailed data with regards to how you use your energy in the home. Next, we have our solar roof, which we're super excited about. It's essentially tiles with solar built in, so it becomes basically invisible solar. So people wouldn't even be able to tell that you had solar in your house. And then lastly, we have real high efficiency Tesla solar panels, which give us a lot, pack more energy into small spaces, so we get basically higher efficiency systems. So again, if you have any questions, please flag us down and let us know. We'd be happy to answer them for you. Sure.
Real quick, have you ever met Elon Musk?
Not yet. Yeah. There was actually a meeting I missed that I found out later that he was there. It was a big bummer, yeah. That's definitely the dream of all of us.
We do officially work for him now, though. So.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you very much for having us.
So if you are interested in solar, we're actually doing a green expo here at City Hall up on the Civic Green on Saturday, and Solar City / Tesla Energy is going to be there, so you can come by and ask them a bunch of questions. And actually, Ahmed said that he would get Elon Musk to be a speaker at Wake Up Newport in the future, so we'll talk about that afterwards. So that's all I have for now. I'll be back at the end of the program with a few announcements, and I'll turn it back over to Rush. Thank you.
Well, this morning we're very pleased to have the Chancellor of the Coast Community College District with us. The Coast Community College District is one of our multi-campus districts in the state of California. It consists of Orange Coast College in Costa Mesa, Golden West in Fountain Valley. Fountain Valley, is that correct? Huntington Beach. And then Coastline. Coastline is in Fountain Valley. We also have a Newport Beach campus of one of the colleges, which is important to us, as well as Brad Avery's, the David Grant Rowing Center, I believe it is, and the Seamanship and School of Sailing. Thank you. I should know I'm the longest seated person on the foundation. I avoided the word oldest, by the way. Dr. John Weiswingen, our speaker this morning, comes to the campus with a great deal of experience in community colleges across the nation, as well as serving as Vice Chancellor at Orange Coast College at one point in time. He is, in his other profession, an expert in communications. He has published widely in the Journal of Communications, Mass Communications Quarterly, and Mass Comm Review. He brings an experience as a journalist and a broadcaster to the district, which we all know the importance of communication today as we work with our public boards and our staffs to accomplish our goals. He is a native of North Dakotian and has years of knowledge within the Executive Board of the California Community Colleges of Chief Instructional Officers and the Executive Board of the Council of Chief Librarians of the California Community Colleges. And he has a doctorate from that little university called Purdue. And so we're very pleased to have John with us this morning, and we're going to learn all about the district. John?
Well, I dare say that Rush had the toughest speaking assignment this morning, and that is to pronounce my name, which actually looks worse than it is. The P is silent, for those of you who are trying to figure it out. Good morning. It's my pleasure to be here this morning to have a chance to tell you about the fantastic place I work. I am the Chancellor of the Coast District, which means I'm the CEO of the organization. I oversee the colleges and the district operations. I report directly to and serve an elected board of trustees. The Coast Community College District has 3 colleges, as you heard. We're the educational home for nearly 50,000 students. We're the 9th largest community college district in the nation and the 5th largest district in the state of California. Since 1947, the Coast District has served Newport Beach and the surrounding communities with opportunities to earn an associate's degree, earn a certificate for career advancement, pursue transfer to 4-year universities, or learn a trade. Best of all is our low cost. By spending 2 years at one of our colleges, then transferring, students can cut the effective cost of a college degree in half. And that's not to be trifled with. You see our annual fees, they're $1,400. That's not a typo. Often for students, their books cost more than the tuition to go to a community college. What I'd like to highlight briefly today is our 3 colleges. I'd like to talk about our building program that's going on, and then talk about some larger issues that are hitting community colleges in California. First up is Coastline College, which was originally founded as a college without walls, and it began by offering correspondence education via television. Over time, that changed as the internet came on board to online courses where Coastline is a leader, not just in California, but across the nation and, in fact, in the entire world. Coastline is known for doing this. We serve local students who are unable to get to a campus or find it inconvenient, and we serve students across the country who are looking for affordable, quality education. Coastline operates 3 facilities where classes are offered on the ground, including the Newport Beach Learning Center on Monrovia Avenue over near Hoag Hospital. Finally, Coastline is known, as I said, across the country and world, not just for being a leader in internet providing of courses, but also for providing education to the men and women of the United States military. We have students who are currently deployed in Afghanistan, Asia, Europe, around the world, who are currently enrolled in taking our classes. And in fact, if you talk to the faculty who teach in this program, they'll tell you stories about students who are writing papers, finishing up on the laptop, and then writing that I have to go out on patrol now in Kandahar. And that's the environment that these students are working in to complete their degrees. And so when they're able to finish their military service, many times they're coming out with a completed degree at the same time. And that's what Coastline is doing. Golden West College just celebrated its 50th anniversary. Golden West is a comprehensive institution, which means it has a full range of courses, including both transfer and career technical education, what we used to call vocational ed. Golden West is particularly known, though, for 2 programs. One is its high-quality nursing program, and the other is its Criminal Justice Academy, both of which provide high-quality graduates to our area hospitals and law enforcement agencies. Orange Coast College is the flagship of the district, and it's the one that you probably know best. It has the largest campus in Costa Mesa, and it has the sailing center on PCH in Newport Beach, as you heard. OCC offers, I think, something for every educational need. More than 135 programs are available to students who want to transfer, learn a skilled trade, or enhance their employability. Notably, OCC is the #1 community college for transferring students to the UCs and CSUs. And I'm going to brag just a little bit more to let you know that last year we had students accepted to both Harvard and Columbia. We also send students regularly to Stanford, Berkeley, USC, and UCLA, to name just a few of the quality institutions our students go on to. Last night we had a board meeting, and I was reminded by the Academic Senate President from Orange Coast College that we have a top-flight honors program at Orange Coast, one of the very best in the community colleges across the country. And in fact, we're attracting national attention right now because we have a political honors chapter in our honors program, and as near as the National Honor Society can tell, we're the only community college in the country to have that program, and they're hoping that we can be used as a model for other community colleges. We do know that we rival many top universities in the quality we're producing in that honors program. Altogether, we serve more students than Cal State Fullerton or UCI. We're one of the largest employers in Orange County, and we're entrusted with substantial public funding to do what we do. And we take that trust very seriously, and we approach it with great responsibility. In addition, thanks to voter-passed Measure M in 2012, we're in the midst of a large renovation and construction project at our campuses. And I'd like to highlight 3 of our current projects that are ongoing under Measure M. For Coastline College, we have the Lee Zhao Center in Garden Grove. I mentioned we do have some actual physical facilities for Coastline. This is a 2,000 square foot addition for a student resources center. And if you look here at this building, it's this front on the building that's being added. And so what it provides is an entry area underneath with seating. And then in the upstairs area, we'll have food service and a seating area for students. As we were programming the facility, we identified a need for seating, for renovated lounge space, and for food service. And the goal here is to keep students together longer. After the class ends, they don't just leave and go off on their way, but to give them an appropriate place to gather, to study, and to be with other students to create a real collegiate atmosphere. At Golden West College, we're well into construction of a 39,000 square foot building, southeast corner of the campus, which will be housing the Criminal Justice Program and the Police Academy. This project is coming along very quickly. It seems like we just broke ground last week. It was actually last fall, but the walls are already up on the structure, so it's coming along very nicely. The scenario village that's included with this project is going to be really a small village with actual buildings, slightly smaller than full-size buildings, but it will give the officers in training the chance to play out different scenarios as they have to search between buildings or enter buildings. really in a way that we haven't been able to do previously. So it's really something that we're looking forward to having available to the cadets. We also will have a traffic stop track available so that they can actually work with actual cars in an enclosed area. Again, it'll be a safe area to work, but they'll be able to practice traffic stops and how to approach vehicles for safety for both passengers and officers. So these are great additions to our academy. Golden West is also adding a student services center and a math science building with Measure M funding. At Orange Coast College, the most prominent project right now is our recycling center, which we're about to have a grand opening for. This recycling center has been in operation for 50 years and serves the Costa Mesa community and other area communities. Some of you may have been there. It's on Adams Avenue, just off the Orange Coast campus. Site improvements have enhanced the accessibility. We are accommodating much more parking. The old recycling center had 8 parking spaces, so it was tied up traffic sometimes. This will accommodate 45 cars at one time, and we've relocated the buildings. We are having a grand opening ribbon cutting next week, 10 o'clock Thursday morning, September 14th, and you are welcome to join us if you're free for that. We're very proud of this facility. It's a great partnership for the college and the community. Other OCC Measure M projects include a planetarium, a business math building, and a student services building, And in Newport Beach, we have a notable change coming as part of the Orange Coast Sailing Center, and you see the mock-up here. We're in the final planning stages for construction of a 10,000 square foot training and classroom facility across PCH from the existing sailing center. It will be connected by a pedestrian bridge across PCH. And Brad, correct me if I'm wrong about this, but this will be the only pedestrian bridge that crosses PCH in California. Is that right? Except for Huntington Beach. But we're not going to pay any attention to that. It's the second one. It's the southernmost crossing. And these are things that we've wanted to do for a long time, but really haven't had dedicated space for. So the fact that this facility is coming online will allow us to do things that really will give this program the next level of excellence. The new building also brings 37 additional parking spaces to the sailing center. That's much needed. And then with the bridge, we'll create easier access to the waterfront as well for pedestrians. So really an important step forward for OCC and for Newport Beach. The land for the new building was purchased from the Orange County Sanitation District, and as part of this project, we're also doing some dock reconfiguration to accommodate larger vessels and to update our safety considerations. So now you know something about the Coast District. I'd like to take a bigger picture look at the state of California and where it's at right now. According to the Public Policy Institute of California, if current trends continue, California is likely to face a shortage of workers with some college education, but less than a bachelor's degree by 2025. Okay, it's a little confusing. Those workers who have some college, but less than a bachelor's degree, that's where we're going to be short. It's called middle skills jobs. Thousands of unemployed or underemployed workers could potentially be sitting on the sidelines while we have thousands of jobs going vacant. That's the projection. So what are we doing? Well, the Coast District is well positioned to help address this shortfall. The California Economic Summit reports there are 7 things community colleges in California can do to help fill the skills gap. Many community college career technical education students need additional support to complete their programs. Work, childcare, and other life events often get in the way of program completion. Additionally, many community college students are the first in their family to attend college, so they can't draw on family experience as a guide. We're working with our partner K-12 districts to enable student success by supporting career exploration and planning beginning much earlier than it traditionally has, beginning in middle school and continuing through high school. We're collaborating with our education and workforce partners to enhance those support services once they get to college, and we're increasing financial support for community college CTE students in ways that recognize $46 a unit is probably not their greatest financial challenge, but the books, living expenses really are where the challenge lies. A career pathway is an integrated series of educational programs and experiences designed to put students on a path to a particular career or cluster of careers. It's a proven method for successful employment. We must strengthen career pathways by incorporating more employer input at the forefront of their creation, making sure they lead to workplace readiness and basic technology skills, and designing them to meet the needs of both traditional and non-traditional students. All of our CTE programs currently have workforce advisory committees made up of employers, and they're a vital part of helping us make sure our programs are delivering graduates who have the skills that you need in the workplace. We must also look to data and outcomes to anchor our conversations for changing practices. That's why we need improved initiatives for measuring student progress against common metrics among all workforce programs, increasing the ability of governmental entities to share employment, licensing, certification, and wage outcome information, while improving the quality and accessibility of student outcome and labor market data. California's community colleges are taking a leading role in developing data analysis to lead to better outcomes. Worker skills need to improve at the speed of business. Our economy moves quickly. Traditionally, our curriculum approval processes have not. Right now, it takes far too long for us to develop and update new programs because they're mandated local and state level processes that leave employers short of skilled workers and leave students without current skills. To fix this, we are working to streamline the curriculum development and approval processes, and we are seeing some results already in Sacramento. They're finding some ways to speed up the process. That will allow us to achieve better alignment of the curriculum with the needs of business and industry and improve the communication across the various institutions. Currently, in some areas, it can be very difficult to attract quality CTE faculty because of the educational requirements faculty must have and because of salary differentials because of industry and where we're at. The solutions for us are to develop pipelines for industry professionals to teach in community colleges. Maybe come and teach for us for a year, then go back to industry. Enhance professional development opportunities for current faculty so they can maintain their currency, and explore solutions for attracting industry experts to community college teaching from high salary fields. That's going to take a village. Resources directed to workforce education come from a variety of sources, federal, state, and local. And while the goals are similar, the efforts sometimes overlap and can cause a fragmentation of services. Additionally, California is made up of distinct economic regions with unique needs. Therefore, community colleges have been coordinating resources on a regional level to meet regional needs for students and employers. Here in Southern California, we're part of what's called the LAOC-RC, which is a mouthful. It's the Los Angeles Orange County Regional Consortium, and I serve as one of 5 elected board members for this group. We coordinate the programs and funding for CTE among the region's 27 community colleges. The programs are coordinated, the colleges are working together, we bring industry together, and we share all of that information. Currently, CTE courses are funded by the state at the same level as general education courses, yet they tend to carry much higher startup and operating costs because of the higher technology, the need to meet industry standards. Sometimes funding gaps can be closed temporarily with gaps, but those are only short-term, not long-term solutions. It's essential to develop a source of differential funding that will make up that difference on an ongoing basis. We're working with Sacramento to make that happen. Your businesses need workers who are ready to go. The Coast District is committed to making that happen. So, in sum, we are committed to success. We're working hard every day for the taxpayer, and I want to thank you for listening this morning, and I'd be happy to take any questions that you might have.
Talk about a little bit more about how you're involved with the Newport Beach community up there.
Right.
I think it's, in my own personal opinion, it's kind of a well-kept secret.
It is, and it's fairly new still, and it takes time to build a following. It's, as I mentioned, it's on Monrovia Avenue, so it's not a busy traveled street. If you don't head that way, you probably won't run into it. That center right now is running a broad range of programs, some general education courses. It's also a site for our acquired brain injury program. And so it's serving many needs in our district as well. In terms of the number of students, students will come for one class, sometimes they come for 4 or 5, but in general headcount would probably be about 1,500 students in the course of a week, there for one or more classes.
Are there plans to expand it?
Yes.
The curriculum offerings or program offerings?
One of the things that is counterintuitive for community colleges, we work in really what's counter-cyclical to the economic cycle. So when the economy is going well, our funding goes up. The number of students tends to go down because at that point when the economy is up, there are more jobs and students can get jobs with less education. So that person who may have otherwise taken a full load of classes may only go part-time. The person who may have taken one class may not take any classes. So right now, while the economy has been in one of the longest expansions in history, our enrollments are essentially flat. So it's tough for us to expand at the moment, but certainly that's part of our long-term plan as we look toward the next 5 and 10 years. We would like to see that center fully utilized, yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
You mentioned $46 per unit. I missed what the annual cost.
The annual cost is just under $1,400, and that pays for your courses. And there are occasionally a few extra fees attached to some courses. If you take, for example, a laboratory course in chemistry, there's going to be a lab fee attached to that. But just in terms of the flat tuition, it's $1,380, and that's for a full year. Yes?
Can you speak a little bit about counseling, mental health issues that happen with kids this age? Also, are there internships? And what about people coming back after, when they're older? Is there some sort of thing for that?
Okay. Let me start with counseling for mental health issues. We're seeing more students over time who come to college, and this is not a community college issue. It's an issue for all of higher education. We're seeing more students who are coming to us with a greater need. And so we have been working to beef up the services we have available. We do have counselors available to meet with students. I'd like to tell you that every student is fully serviced, but that may not always be the case. We try to do an intake. We have referral services available. We try to make sure students get the help they need. We may not always be able to provide that directly on our campus, though. But certainly if a student is on campus, they need to talk to someone, we have people available. We do have counselors available for that purpose as well. The other kind of counseling we provide is more along the lines of career counseling and helping students get into the right program of study. And we provide that counseling service as well. Your second question.
Internship, is there some?
We
something
do,
like that?
yes, we do provide internships. Our career centers at all 3 campuses have a list of internships available for students so that students can pursue that as another way of enhancing their educational experience and making themselves job ready.
And what about people coming after, who in their an older age coming on campus? How do they get?
Two categories there. One is the non-traditional age student, who's really anyone who falls outside that 18 to 22-year-old age group. A few years ago, the average age on our campus at Orange Coast was 27, which may not sound very old, but if you think about the bulk of the students being 18 to 22, to get an average age of 27 means you've got a substantial number of people who are older than 27 on the campus. That has come down notably in the last couple of years, and there are a couple of reasons for that. During the Great Recession, when California was struggling to fund the community colleges and other aspects of higher education, Sacramento changed some of the policies regarding older adults and community colleges. And the legislation that came down made it clear to us that our priority was to educate people who are working on degrees and certificates. And so that's really where we've been told by Sacramento to put our efforts. So we do still have some programming for people who want to come in and just take courses. It's primarily through our community education, community services program. If you're an older adult and you want to take a course just for the fun of it. But you can also sign up for $46 an hour and take any of our classes. Primarily though, when we talk about serving non-traditional students, we're looking at finding adults who maybe need to complete that associate's degree, want to earn a certificate, or want to enhance their job skills. And that's really our target audience when we talk about older adults right now. Ideally, we'll get back to a place where we can fully serve everyone in the community. And I hope we can do that, because I think if we're going to call ourselves community colleges, that's a really important constituency for us to make sure that we have something for everybody. So, as I said, that was changed on us by Sacramento. Those things cycle around. We're going to work to get that switched back.
Thank you.
Steve.
So, in the news in the last few months, there's been stories about speakers coming on campuses around California, Berkeley, and UCI probably are the most notable that we've seen. How do you deal with that at your campuses as far as bringing in speakers that may or may not want to talk about things that are maybe not in the mainstream of thought on campus or even off campus?
Sure. If a student group, we prefer that it be a student group or a faculty group that brings somebody on campus. Although we're available to rent for, we have facilities that are available to rent to the community if they're not in use by the campus at a given time. And frankly, we support free speech for everyone. And so we don't discriminate on the basis of content. We are available to whomever is suggested. Now, there have been issues. I think Berkeley was one of the more recent places where they suggested that because of security concerns, they were worried. We haven't faced any of those situations where we have seen a problem that we can't handle. I think if we face something like that, we probably have to take that after consulting with our own security departments and with Costa Mesa Police to make a recommendation. But we haven't faced anything like that.
Would you like to say anything about the reorganization by the board like the districts?
Yeah, thank you. That's very important. Our board is undergoing a transition. Right now, we have a 5-member elected board, and they are elected at large in the district. They are elected from areas, but voters within our district elect all 5 trustees. And the board has passed a resolution stating that it's their intention to go to voting by trustee area, so that only trustees in that area would vote for a trustee to represent them on the board of trustees. Along with that, there is some discussion of expanding the board from 5 members to 7 members. And as part of this, we are holding a number of required public hearings. We have 3 that are currently scheduled going forward. The first one is on September 16th, which is next Tuesday. No, I'm sorry. September 12th is the first one, which is next Tuesday. That'll be at 5 o'clock in our boardroom. Then there's another one on Saturday the 16th. Thank you, Letitia, at 1:30. And then the third and final will be on October 3rd at 5 p.m., again in our boardroom. I would point out that as part of that process, we have a series of maps that are available to view. They're on our district website, which is cccd, Coast Community College District, cccd.edu. And if you go there, you'll find the maps to look at. If you come to the public hearings, you'll be able to see the maps and comment on them. And if you happen to be a closet demographer and you enjoy drawing maps, we're also receiving maps from the public if you'd like to suggest something to us. But the deadline for doing that is going to be September 12th at 5 p.m. to submit public maps. So those are coming up. We invite public participation in that process and appreciate your support of the board as it moves through this transition. Yes?
How are you able to keep your tuition costs so low?
The tuition costs are kept low because we're essentially funded by the state of California. In fact, the $46 a unit, we do not receive that at the college. That actually goes straight through to the state. What we're reimbursed for is it's a complicated funding, but essentially we're paid for one student taking 30 units. So we add up all the students and divide it by 30 units, and then the state pays us for each one of those students $4,900. and that's how we operate. Now, $4,900 per student is about half of what the Cal States get. It's about a third of what the UCs get per student. So we're, even though we're funded by the state, we're pretty efficient on that funding formula.
What about out-of-state tuition?
The out-of-state tuition and international student tuition stays with the college. And so what we have been trying to do, and thank you for asking, with international students, we have seen the number of international students grow in the community colleges. Notably, unlike the UCs and CSUs, we have the capacity to add those students without displacing local students. We can simply add more classes. It's not a problem for us. At the UCs, they're much more constrained because they actually bring in a full class to occupy all of their facilities. So if they add international students, it does mean fewer local students. For us, we can expand almost, not exponentially, but almost. So for us, it's extra revenue to help support our programs and to support our local students.
Is the cost the same?
They do pay more. They pay, out of state is, I believe this year we passed it, it's about $6,000. So it's slightly more. It's still a bargain for them compared to what their in-state or out-of-state tuition would be at Cal State or UC.
Final question.
It sounds like you do a good job of adjusting your curriculum to vocational positions in business and industry. And you work with and partner with businesses, and you get information from them as to what future needs might be. What form do you use to get that information?
We have meetings twice a year with our advisory councils as kind of formal meetings to bring people together and review what we're doing. Informally, many of our faculty are still connected to their industries, and so they're in contact with former colleagues, with other employers. Students who go out on internships, we will interview the mentor at the workplace. So there are a number of ways informally that faculty stay in touch with their field beyond the advisory groups, which are the more formal component.
Doctor? Thank you very much.
Well, I hope you get the true feeling that the community college system is a very important part of our educational network in the state of California. Our master plan for higher education has not, in my opinion, given the proper role to the community college over the years. We know that we can educate 3 students at the community college level for the same cost that it costs for 1 student at the university level. And we know that the quality of education at the community college level is extreme. There are professors at Orange Coast College that have written the textbooks that UCI uses for their students. And that's the kind of bargain, and it's, you know, as we look at tight dollars of everything we do, we just are going to have to continue to think of how we can achieve quality education for everyone at the most economic value. So thank you, Chancellor, for your work and your dedication far beyond the walls of the district to help that take place. Now, it is my distinct honor, actually I have to, bring Mr. Rosansky back up for final comments.
Thank you, Russ. So just to conclude here, I wanted to give you a little rundown of some of the events that we have coming up this month. I was writing it down just before I walked up here, and it even amazes me the number of things. Like there's 11 discrete events that we're going to be doing between now and our next Wake Up Newport meeting. So if you take weekends out, which actually some of them happen on the weekend, that's about every other day we're doing something here at the Newport Beach Chamber of Commerce. So first off, I want to mention it a little earlier, Saturday here at City Hall up on the Civic Green, we're going to have our Green on the Green Eco Expo. We've also partnered with the city's fire department and their CERT Disaster Preparedness Expo. If you've been watching TV and seen all the hurricanes and things, you can be prepared for a disaster. We don't have to wait until the big one comes. We're not going to get a hurricane here. Might get a lot of humidity and from hurricanes down in Mexico. But, earthquake comes, there's not going to be any time to prepare. Like, at least they had 2 or 3 days to go out to buy some supplies. So you need to be prepared. And we also have some great things to show you if you want to be green, environmentally conscious. As I mentioned, Ahmed's going to be there with his products, and a lot of other groups and organizations will be there. In addition, we're going to be showing the Surfrider movie Straws. It's about a half-hour kind of documentary on actually on straws and the debris and how it affects the environment here. We're going to have 3 showings in the community room at 11:30, 12:30, and 1:30. So I encourage you to come out. The whole event is from 11 to 3 p.m. on Saturday. On September 12th, next Tuesday, is our Inspire meeting for women in business. The subject matter here, I have this flyer, and you can pick it up in the back. Pink is not a strategy. So in today's market, women are not a niche market, they are the market. So learn more about the importance of this power consumer. Our speaker is Linda Landers. She's with Girl Power Marketing, and she's the founder and CEO. So that should be quite interesting. We hold that at the Pacific Club from 11:30 to 1:30. The next night, we're going to be at the Newport Beach Country Club with Navigate, our Modern Professionals group. It's targeted to the 25 to 40-year-old crowd. So even if you're not in that demographic, you might know somebody who is, or coworkers that might be interested in coming out. Again, we have a flyer for that in the back. It's the topic's going to be Dress for Success. It's from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Newport Beach Country Club. And that's also going to be, we had a mixer there about a month and a half ago. We had over 200 people show up for that. And so not as many for this, I don't think, but still it's going to be a great place to come and meet other young professionals. This is not really a chamber event, but I'll mention anyway since Jeff Brower's back there. The Police Association Golf Tournament is going to be September 18th, also at the Newport Beach Country Club. That's a Monday. The golf course is closed, so they open it up sometimes for golf tournaments. So if you're interested in that, see me afterwards. I think it's a $300 buy-in for that. But if you're not a member at the country club, it's a good way to go there and play golf. We're going to have a blood drive at the city at our chamber offices on Tuesday, September 19th. There's a flyer in the back for that. It's from 12 to 5 p.m. If you go on our website, you can click on the tile for that, and you can actually sign up for a time to come and donate blood. We did it at our old office about a year ago, and hopefully we'll have even more people show up to the new office. September 20th is our business lunch. We're moving it from the Bahia Corinthian Yacht Club over to the Capitol Grill. Is that right? We haven't decided whether we're going to have a speaker yet or just do general networking at that event, but certainly it's a great place. The food's great over there. It's over by South Coast Plaza, September 20th. That's a lunch event. Our government affairs meeting. So if you liked what you heard here, we do tend to have elected people or people important positions here in the county. Our government affairs meeting is a little smaller meeting, more intimate. We're going to have City Manager Dave Kiff, thanks to Rush's efforts to get him. Rush actually runs that meeting. He's the committee chair for that. That's September 21st. That's at the chamber offices. New starting time, though, for those of you who are coming, 8 a.m., not 7:30, 8 a.m. So don't show up early, or otherwise you'll be standing outside the building. September 21st, same day, and that evening is our Fire and Lifeguard Appreciation Dinner. We have the fire chief back here. This is going to be his first outing as the chief, and telling us about all the great things that the men and women over at the fire department did in the last year. We'll be honoring the firefighter of the year, the lifeguard of the year, seasonal lifeguard of the year, and some unit citations for meritorious conduct and service over the past year. It's a great event at the Marriott Hotel, $65. It's a $165 ticket, and it's $65. They just go all out for us on that. Our next Sunset Mixer, September 28th, is Tommy Bahamas over not near here, just actually on the other side of the parking lot, Tommy Bahamas. Sandcastle contest. Who likes to build sandcastles? Patrick. See Patrick over here? He's with the UPS stores over at Dover and Irvine Avenue. They are our big sponsor this year. We're going to have a sponsored sandcastle. In addition to UPS stores, the Los Angeles Rams is one of our sponsors. So come on down. Maybe we'll have some football players or cheerleaders there. Who knows what we'll have. But it's always a great event at Big Corona Beach. Sandcastle contest, Sunday, October 1st. Sandcastle building starts at 10 and finishes at 2, and we'll hand out the awards after. October 3rd is our Marine Committee meeting. And then just to go quickly to finish up our rundown of our next 4 speakers here at Wake Up Newport. So next month we're going to have Eric Woolery. I believe he's the Orange County Auditor Controller. We've never had him here at Wake Up Newport. The month after that we're going to continue with the county theme. We're going to have Claude Parrish. So he's the county, I think, county tax assessor. So when you get you're getting him, I got one yesterday, or I got something from him yesterday. You're going to start getting your new bills for your property taxes. So he's the one that sends it out. If you don't like your bill, come here and you can complain directly to Claude. In December, who rides on the toll road? Come on, everybody goes on the toll road. We're going to have Mike Cramen. He's head of the TCA, so you can ask him why the tolls are so expensive. There's one. And why Newport Coast Drive is a toll when it shouldn't have been. And then last but not least, as I said, our Fire Chief Chip Duncan, he's going to be our speaker in January. So that's all I have for you. It's a action-packed, and there's got to be something for everybody. We have them every time of day, every day of the week, and all types of interests. Stan, quickly.
Mention that we got a great barbecue.
We had a great barbecue. We always have. Okay, he's talking about our lakeside barbecues. We had some great barbecues. Thank you all for coming. We're probably not going to have any more this summer, but definitely be starting them up again next June. If you're not a member of the Newport Beach Chamber of Commerce, you should be. Have a great month. See you later.